Well, President Ramaphosa was replying to the debate on his State of the Nation address that took place in Parliament. So he kicked off by replying to claims that he sold out ANC activists in the 70s. Ramaphosa also outlined his plan to fix the ailing power utility Eskom. For more on this, now we are joined by eNCA's Annika Larsen, live for us there from Parliament. So, Annika, no surprises really. I mean, in terms of the content, a lot was said in that debate and a lot of ideas were sort of pondered and bashed and debated. But the issue of Eskom looming large, particularly in this age of darkness.
That's right. As you heard him say, there's no magic silver bullet, and anyone who was expecting one to be announced today was definitely misled or misunderstood because the grid is so fragile. The units are aging. There is a dire loss of expertise. So many people leaving the environment because of malfeasance and the toxic kind of nature of the parastatal that it's become. The fact that 50% of maintenance has been slashed. But he did announce two new moves. The one is that there's going to be a specialized maintenance unit which will deal entirely with upgrades and maintenance. And he also reached a hand out to the unions, saying not enough has been done so far to make sure that the organised labour is consulted before this unbundling process goes ahead. Let's throw to that bite, Tulas.
Eskom in its current form faces a number of challenges. In the end, we need also to look at the financing of Eskom. Financially, the reference to cost-cutting should be understood not to mean retrenchments. The preferred strategy in reducing human resources costs in the end is not what would ordinarily be the preferred route. We further need to look at the benefits that this whole process will yield for us as we restructure Eskom. Operationally, Eskom's plant age is an average of 37 years and has seen some of the engineers that have been trained to maintain these legacy systems exit the business. And those are some of the challenges that we face in Eskom. Some of those experienced technical professionals have been traced to other parts of the world, and responding to the Tumamina call, they have indicated that they want to come back home, to come and assist us to shore up Eskom.
Well, Annika, in a moment we will talk about what the president had to say about some of the, allegations that were made against him, particularly by Mosiualikot. But let's wrap up on the issue of Eskom. In addition to the Eskom Sustainability Task Team that the president announced in December, the recent announcement that there would be international experts who would come and work with Eskom to try and get it back on its feet again, we now have a special ministerial committee. What's that going to do?
Yes, that's going to be led by Deputy President Didi Mabuza and also will involve input from Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan, as well as the State Security Agency and the police. Interesting. Wonder why. I think we'll have to interrogate that further. But certainly they will be reporting back to the President on the state of the grid, of the Eskom running order and the units on a daily basis. And I think that's to make sure that nobody will ever be able to say again to the president, how did you not see this coming?
Yeah, absolutely. It appears the president and his team certainly throwing everything at the problem at Eskom, including intelligence and the police, as you rightly point out. But the speech, this whole focus on Eskom was the latter part of the speech. Initially, the president spending a lot of time there responding to the allegations made that basically when chips were down in the 70s in detention, he reached out and wrote to the special branch. And anyone who knows the history of this country would know that, this would be really damaging allegations against a politician who now leads the ANC and the country. What were some of the highlights of what he had to say to Mosiualikot?
Yes, interestingly, he said that while he did not want to have a commission of inquiry into whether he was an Askari or an Impimpi or had sold out his comrades, which was really the worst sort of thing you could possibly do during the apartheid time, but so many people did because they were under terrible and enormous pressure, often interrogation tactics, torture and solitary confinement. He explained that as a 21-year-old student at the University of the North, he was arrested more than once, put into solitary confinement, and constantly, because his father was a policeman, asked to turn state witness in a case that was involving Terra Lakota. And while one of his cellmates did, he did not. And he said, "I have never sold out my people." And it's something that he could never have been accused of. And he was quite adamant that that allegation against him was absolutely without any kind of validity at all. Let's throw to that bite.
I can testify I've never, ever been a spy. I've never worked with the enemy. All I've ever done in my life is my commitment to the people of our country. That's all.
All right, Annika, thank you so much for that update. Quite an interesting day there in Parliament, the President responding to the debate on the State of the Nation address.